This recording is published by Langogh, 2025. This recording is copyright. This is the IELTS listening test. You will hear a number of different recordings and you will have to answer questions on what you hear. There will be time for you to read the instructions and questions and you will have a chance to check your work. All the recordings will be played once only. You will hear a conversation between two people. You will be asked to answer questions based on the conversation. You will have 30 seconds to read the questions before the recording begins. Now listen carefully and answer questions.
Good morning. You must be Sarah. Welcome to the Grand Theatre box office. I'm Patricia, the box office supervisor.
Good morning, Patricia. Yes, I'm Sarah Mitchell. I'm really excited to start working here today.
That's wonderful to hear. We're delighted to have you join our team. Before we begin your training, I need to go through some essential information with you and get you properly set up in our system.
Of course, that sounds good. What do you need from me first?
Well, first things first, I need to assign you your employee identification number. You'll use this to log into the ticketing system every day. Your employee ID is BO 4782. Let me write that down for you as well.
BO 4782, got it. Should I memorize this, or will I have it written somewhere?
I'd recommend memorizing it as you'll be using it multiple times throughout each shift, but I'll also give you a card with it printed on that you can keep in your wallet. Now, let me explain your working hours and schedule.
Yes, please. I know I'll be working morning shifts, but what's the exact start time?
Your shift begins at 9:30 a.m. each day, and you'll need to arrive about 15 minutes early to collect your cash float and prepare your station before we open to the public at 10 o'clock.
9:30 a.m., perfect. That gives me plenty of time to get here from my flat. What exactly is a cash float?
Good question. A cash float is the starting amount of money you'll have in your till at the beginning of each shift. It contains various denominations of notes and coins so you can give customers change when they pay with cash.
That makes sense. How much will my float be?
Each box office staff member starts with a float of exactly £200. You'll need to count this carefully at the start and end of your shift to ensure everything balances correctly. This is really important for our daily reconciliation process.
£200, understood. I'll make sure to count it thoroughly. What happens if there's a discrepancy at the end of the day?
If there's any difference between what should be in your till and what's actually there, you'll need to report it immediately to me or whoever is supervising that day. Small discrepancies occasionally happen, but we keep careful records of them.
That's reassuring. I'll definitely be very careful with the money handling. What else should I know about transactions?
Well, one important policy we have concerns the number of tickets that can be purchased in a single transaction. We've set a maximum limit to prevent scalping and ensure fair access to popular performances.
Oh yes, I've heard about ticket scalping being a problem in the industry. What's our limit?
The maximum number of tickets you can sell in one transaction is 12. If a customer wants more than that, they'll need to make a separate transaction or speak with management for special group bookings.
12 tickets maximum per transaction, noted. That seems like a reasonable limit. What if someone tries to buy more?
You simply explain the policy politely and offer them the alternative options I mentioned. Most customers understand completely. Now, speaking of policies, you'll have access to a comprehensive manual at your station, but I'll be here to guide you through everything today.
That's great. I'm sure I'll have questions throughout the day. How do I reach you if I need help during a shift?
Excellent question. Each box office station has a telephone with an internal system. You can reach me directly by dialing extension 2156. I'm usually in my office or somewhere in the building, and I can be at the box office within a minute or two.
Extension 2156, perfect. I'll program that into my phone as well so I have it handy. Is there anyone else I should know how to contact?
Yes, there's a list of important extensions posted at each station, including security, maintenance, and the theatre manager's office. You'll become familiar with all of these as you settle in.
This is all really helpful information. I'm starting to get a clearer picture of what my day will look like. When do we actually start serving customers?
We'll spend the first hour going through the computer system and practicing some mock transactions. Then you'll shadow me while I handle real customers, and after lunch, if you're feeling confident, you can start taking transactions yourself while I supervise closely.
That sounds like a good progression. I appreciate that I'll have time to observe before diving in. Is the computer system complicated?
It has quite a few functions, but once you understand the basics, it becomes quite intuitive. The main things you'll be doing are checking seat availability, processing ticket sales, handling refunds and exchanges, and printing tickets.
I'm particularly interested in learning about the seating system. How do customers choose their seats?
Our system displays a visual map of the auditorium showing which seats are available in green, which are sold in red, and which are reserved in yellow. Customers can either tell you their preferred section and you can suggest the best available seats, or they can look at the screen with you and point out exactly where they'd like to sit.
That sounds quite interactive and customer-friendly. I like that approach rather than just assigning seats arbitrarily.
Absolutely, and it really enhances the customer experience. They feel more in control of their theatre visit. Now, before we head to your station, do you have any questions about what we've covered so far?
I think I've got a good grasp of the basics. I'm sure more questions will come up as we go through the practical training, but for now, I'm ready to see the station and start learning the system.
Perfect. Let me grab your ID card and name badge from my office, and then we'll get you set up at Station 3, which will be your regular position. I'll be right back.
You will have 30 seconds to read the questions before the recording begins. Now listen carefully and answer questions.
All right, Sarah, here's your ID card and name badge. Now let me show you to Station 3 and we'll continue with more details about your role here.
Thank you. This is a nice setup here. The counter looks very organized and professional.
We try to maintain high standards of organization because it really helps with efficiency, especially during busy periods. Now, I need to cover some additional practical information about your daily schedule and breaks.
Yes, I wanted to ask about breaks. How does that work during a shift?
You're entitled to a lunch break, which you'll take at a rotating time between 12:30 and 2 o'clock, depending on how busy we are and when other staff take theirs. Your break will be 45 minutes long.
45 minutes sounds reasonable. Is there a staff room where I can have lunch?
Yes, there's a staff canteen on the 3rd floor with a microwave, refrigerator, and comfortable seating. There's also a small kitchen area where you can make hot drinks throughout the day. You're welcome to bring your own lunch, or there are several cafes and restaurants within walking distance.
That's convenient. I'll probably bring lunch from home most days. Now, about the computer system you mentioned earlier, is there anything specific about security I should know?
Absolutely, security is paramount when handling customer data and financial transactions. When you first log in today, you'll be given a temporary password that you'll need to change immediately to something personal and secure.
Okay, I'll create a strong password. How often do I need to update it?
Our system requires you to change your password every 90 days for security purposes. You'll receive an automatic reminder a week before it expires, so you won't forget.
Every 90 days, that's manageable. I'll make a note to keep track of that. What happens if I forget my password?
If you forget your password, you can call the IT help desk on extension 3300, and they'll reset it for you. However, this creates a record, so we encourage everyone to keep their password somewhere secure but accessible.
Understood. I'll be careful with that. By the way, I noticed in the employee handbook that there's a staff discount for attending performances. How does that work?
Oh yes, that's one of the lovely perks of working here. All theatre staff receive a 25% discount on tickets for any performance, subject to availability. It's a wonderful benefit, especially if you enjoy live theatre.
25% is very generous. I absolutely love theatre, so I'll definitely take advantage of that. Are there any restrictions on when I can use it?
The main restriction is that you can't purchase discounted tickets for opening nights or special gala performances, as those tend to sell out to full-price customers. But for regular performances, you can book up to 4 tickets per show using your staff discount.
That seems very fair. It'll be nice to bring friends and family. Now, I noticed you mentioned a uniform earlier. What's the dress code here?
Box office staff wear a standard uniform consisting of black trousers or a skirt, and we provide you with 2 branded polo shirts in the theatre's burgundy color. You'll need to wear comfortable black shoes as you'll be on your feet for much of the day.
That sounds smart and practical. Where do I collect my uniform?
You'll need to go to the wardrobe department, which is located backstage on the ground floor. Just tell them Patricia sent you and they'll get you fitted with the correct sizes. They're usually there between 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon.
Wardrobe department, got it. Should I go there today or can it wait until tomorrow?
Today is fine since you're wearing appropriate clothes, but I'd recommend going during your lunch break or at the end of your shift so you have your uniform ready for tomorrow. They're very quick with the fitting.
I'll do that at the end of my shift then. Speaking of which, what time does my shift actually finish?
Your shift ends at 6 p.m. However, you'll need to allow about 15 minutes after that to cash up your till, complete your daily report, and secure everything properly. So realistically, you'll usually leave around 6:15.
6 p.m. finish time, that's perfect for me. The commute home shouldn't be too bad at that hour. What exactly is involved in cashing up?
At the end of your shift, you'll count all the cash in your till, separate it by denomination, and complete a reconciliation form. You'll need to account for your starting float, all cash sales, any refunds you've processed, and your credit card transaction totals.
That sounds quite detailed. Will you be there to help me with my first cash up today?
Absolutely, I'll walk you through the entire process step by step today. After a few days, it becomes second nature and you'll be able to do it quickly and accurately. Some of our experienced staff can complete their cash up in under 10 minutes.
That's reassuring. I'm someone who likes to be thorough, so I appreciate that you'll be there to guide me initially.
Thoroughness is an excellent quality in this role. Now, there's one more thing I should mention about your schedule. We operate on a rotating shift pattern, so while you're on morning shifts this week, you may occasionally work afternoon or evening shifts in future weeks.
I understand. How much notice do we typically get about schedule changes?
We publish the schedule 4 weeks in advance, and it's posted both in the staff room and sent to your email. If you ever need to swap shifts with a colleague due to personal commitments, you can arrange that directly with them, but you must notify me in writing.
4 weeks' notice is excellent. That gives plenty of time to plan around. I really appreciate all this information, Patricia. I feel much more prepared now.
I'm glad to hear that. Now, shall we log you into the system and start your practical training? I'll create your user account and show you the basics of the ticketing software.
Yes, I'm ready to start. This is the part I'm most excited about, actually seeing how everything works in practice.
Excellent attitude. Let me just log you in using your employee ID BO 4782, and we'll begin. The first thing you'll see is the main dashboard where you can access all the different functions.
Visit langogh.com to view the answers to these questions or to access more tests.